Let's talk about mistakes. We all make mistakes. Sometimes people in our business make mistakes. And when a mistake's made, we generally don't get notice of a mistake. It just happens and it hits us all of a sudden. And mistakes can have a big impact, they can have a small impact. But what a lot of people don't have within the business is a strategy for dealing with mistakes. And quite recently, I was watching The Young Apprentice. And on The Young Apprentice, they have a team of young people, they are assigned a project, they make decisions as a team. And when they went back into the boardroom, Sir Alan asked them whose fault it was that the project didn't go to plan. Who'd made a mistake? They were all sent out of the room, and they came back in and actually said, that person was to blame, it is their fault, they made a mistake. And then maybe that person gets fired or maybe they don't. So that's one strategy for dealing with mistakes, not actually one that I would recommend in business. However, what is your strategy when somebody does make a mistake? And if there is a mistake, do you blame? Do you look for who's to blame? Do you send somebody a sharp email? Is it a phone call? Is it face-to-face? Is it a warning? What I would recommend is that the first time there is a mistake or someone makes a mistake, they do say that when you point at somebody, there's one finger pointing forwards and there's four coming back at you. And the first thing I always think of is it my fault? So did the person make a mistake because I haven't given them the right training? Did they make a mistake because they've been overwhelmed and I've given them too much work? Did they make a mistake because they just didn't know what to do? Or did they make a mistake because they just didn't bother and it was neglect? And nobody means to make a mistake. And when somebody does make a mistake, generally they're the ones that feel absolutely terrible. So if we can be supportive, let's be supportive. If it's somebody that's done it because they just don't care, then obviously that's a completely different ball game altogether. But if something does happen, it's not planned for, then the best way to deal with it is to get somebody in face to face and talk together on how that could have been avoided and what security measures you can put in place in the future to avoid things happening. So it's a choice. Do you have a name and blame culture, or do you support people and try and avoid mistakes in the future?